Wow. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Astonished face. If you like this page and want more fun, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Come join the family. Party Popper. That night, I truly believe I felt my heart crack, quietly, almost gently, like a thin branch snapping beneath fresh snow. It started with a laugh. Not just any laugh. Hers. The same soft, bright sound that used to lull me to sleep back when we were deeply in love. But that evening, it wasn't meant for me. It drifted across the table at her company's annual gala in Charleston, where my wife, Isabella, leaned toward another man. Her fingers rested lightly on his arm as if they had always belonged there. I had only attended because she asked me to. Looking back now, I'm not sure she actually wanted me there at all. Her supervisor, a smooth, ambitious executive named Brandon, had organized a private celebration for closing a major deal. The room was filled with expensive wine, forced laughter, and polished professionals trying far too hard to impress one another. Isabella thrived in that world. I didn't. I repair HVAC systems for a living. I don't mingle. I fix broken machines, not broken conversations. That night, the one thing I couldn't fix was my marriage. "Relax, Nathan," Isabella whispered, flashing that flawless, camera-ready smile she reserved for public appearances. "You look like you'd rather be anywhere else." "Maybe I would," I muttered under my breath. "You've been talking to him for half an hour. You haven't even looked at me." She rolled her eyes, still smiling brightly at the room. "Oh, not this again. He's my coworker. Can I speak to someone without you turning into the jealous husband cliché?" "I'm not jealous," I began. She cut me off. Her smile stayed perfectly in place for the guests around us, but her eyes turned sharp when they met mine. She looked stunning. Her lipstick flawless, her dress tailored to perfection, her perfume subtle and captivating. I used to love seeing her dressed like that. But that night, all I saw was distance. She seemed lighter with him, more alive, as if she had outgrown me. I took a slow breath, trying to steady myself. Then Brandon leaned in closer and whispered something in her ear. She laughed again, soft, intimate, and leaned toward him. My grip tightened around my glass until I thought it might shatter. "Go on," she said suddenly, turning toward me, her smile still in place but her voice ice-cold beneath it. "If you're going to act that jealous, Nathan, then go home." The words pierced straight through me. "Go home if you're jealous," she repeated, almost daring me. So I did. I stood without another word, grabbed my coat, and walked out. The drive back was silent except for the steady hum of the tires on the road, and her laughter replaying in my mind. Go home if you're jealous. It didn't feel like permission. It felt like dismissal. When we were first married, Isabella would hold onto my arm at events, proudly introducing me. "This is my husband, Nathan," she'd say with a bright smile. "He can fix anything." She used to look at me like I was her hero. Somewhere along the way, after her promotion, after the new friends and polished social circles, that pride disappeared. Now I was just Nathan, the man who didn't quite fit into her sleek, successful world. I pulled into our driveway and sat there for a long time, staring at the empty passenger seat. My phone buzzed with messages, from coworkers, maybe a friend, but nothing from her. She hadn't even checked to see if I made it home safely. Sleep wouldn't come. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her expression. The smirk. The way her hand lingered too long on his arm. By 2 a.m., something inside me shifted. I wasn't just hurt anymore. I was finished feeling like an inconvenience in my own marriage. I made a decision, not out of rage, but out of clarity. If Isabella wanted distance, I would give her all the space in the world. When she stumbled in at 3:45 a.m., I pretended to be asleep. I heard her heels click against the floor, then pause. There was a faint mix of whiskey and a man's cologne in the air. It wasn't mine. She lingered in the bedroom doorway, whispered something under her breath, then quietly walked into the bathroom. The shower turned on. That's when I noticed the darker smudge of lipstick on the collar of her dress. It wasn't the shade she'd worn earlier that evening. My stomach twisted. I wanted to sit up, demand answers, shout, "Why are you doing this to us?" But I didn't. Morning would bring clarity. At sunrise, I quietly got up, brewed coffee, and packed a small bag, clothes, my tools, a few personal items that mattered to me. I slipped my wedding ring off and placed it on the kitchen counter beside her favorite mug. By the time she woke up, I was gone. At 8:30 a.m., my phone started buzzing. "Nathan, where are you? We need to talk. Why did you leave like that? This isn't funny." I ignored them. By noon, the calls were non-stop. When I finally answered, her voice was shaking. "Nathan, where are you?" "At peace," I said quietly. "What does that even mean? You told me to go home if I was jealous." "I did. And now I'm staying gone." "Stop being dramatic," she snapped. "You embarrassed me last night. Everyone kept asking where you went. Maybe you should have told them I went home, like you suggested." She paused, then softened her tone. "You're overreacting. I didn't do anything wrong." I let out a bitter laugh. "Really? You came home at nearly 4 a.m. smelling like someone else. Do you honestly think I don't notice?" "That's not what it looks like," she rushed to say. "Brandon was drunk. He spilled a drink on me. That's all. I showered when I got home, didn't I?" Her explanation came too quickly. Too polished. "Sure," I replied. "Just like you forgot to text me back or didn't notice when I left." "You're twisting everything," she snapped. "You always make me feel like the bad guy when I'm just living my life." "Then live it," I said softly. "Just don't expect me to stay while pretending our marriage isn't falling apart." Silence. "Where are you going to go?" she finally whispered. "Does it matter? You didn't seem concerned about where I was last night." And I ended the call. I drove 2 hours to my brother's cabin in the Smoky Mountains. No phone signal. No traffic. No noise. Just quiet. The kind of quiet that forces you to face what you've been avoiding. That first night, I sat on the porch staring at the stars, wondering when love had turned into doubt. When laughter had become something I no longer recognized. The truth hit hard. I had been fighting for a version of her that didn't exist anymore. The next morning, my phone lit up with a voicemail. Her voice was softer. Broken. "Nathan, please call me. I didn't mean what I said. I was drunk and stupid. I don't know why I flirted with him. It didn't mean anything. When you left, I felt like I lost everything. Please come back. We can fix this." For a moment, my heart wavered. Then I remembered her eyes at that gala, cold, distant, almost bored. This wasn't about one bad night. It was years of small choices, tiny cracks that had slowly split us apart. I sent one final message. "You told me to go home if I was jealous. I did. Home just isn't with you anymore." Weeks passed. She called a few more times, then stopped. I later heard through mutual friends that she had left her job after rumors spread about her crossing boundaries with her boss. Maybe that was karma. As for me, I rented a small apartment in Knoxville. I went back to work. I rebuilt my routine piece by piece. It still hurts sometimes. I still remember her laugh, the way it used to belong to me. But the night she told me to go home, she didn't realize something important. She wasn't pushing me away. She was releasing me from a love that had already quietly ended. And that freedom, painful as it was, turned out to be priceless.